Hey, I'm Laura Koniver, MD, your intuition physician, and today I am going to create a video from my hotel room because I'm at a medical conference and we spent the morning talking about osteoporosis today. And what I got was basically a list of medications and all the side effects that come with that medication use, and basically how to prescribe them and dance around the side effects to minimize harm to my patient. Well, I never want to talk about minimizing harm. That's unacceptable to me, so I decided to come back and make a video for you to talk about maximizing well-being. I want to talk about protecting your bone health. I want to talk about increasing bone strength for a lifetime, not dancing around and minimizing side effect and risk. There was a recent study just released this year that showed that people with sleep apnea, for example, had 3 times the risk of osteoporosis. 3 times! So just having that one chronic sleep condition that wasn't adequately treated increased their osteoporosis rate 3-fold. So here already is something very easy we can do to increase our bone strength and decrease our osteoporosis risk, which is fix sleep apnea and ensure deep restorative sleep repair. To me, being able to make a difference 3-fold over in my osteopenia and osteoporosis risk is much more big news than managing a side effect profile of a prescription medication. And yet we never talked about how to address sleep apnea in this lecture, and we never talked about how to deepen restorative sleep phases. So unfortunately, we're still missing the boat in conventional medicine in really being fixated on what medication can I prescribe to make the bones artificially dense. So to me, measuring bone density is not really telling you your fracture risk, and it's not telling you your bone strength. Think of a piece of chalk. It can be extremely dense, but you can crack it very easily because it's brittle. So the bottom line is a lot of these medications create brittle bones, and in fact they're so brittle that some of these medications actually suppress bone growth while increasing density. That doesn't make sense to me. Why am I going to suppress my patient's bone growth? Why am I going to increase their risk of atypical fracture after I stop the medication, and possibly even double their cancer risk, just so that I can get a density that's not been proven to actually reduce fracture or increase bone strength? That's not what I'm looking for. So today I want to give you some tools to actually increase your bone strength so that you actually have healthy bones, because what we really want is healthy bones. It's not about having dense bones, it's about having resiliency, right? It's about having a resilient skeleton that can navigate life in a healthy way and rebound when and if injury does occur. And a lot of people avoid and have heard not to take calcium supplements because the truth is with calcium supplements, they've been shown to increase your risk of cardiovascular incident. And in fact, it by 20% increased the risk of cardiovascular induced death for men on calcium supplements. So we don't want to do that. What a newer study has now shown is that dietary calcium does not increase your risk of any cardiovascular event at all for either sex, for men or for women. So what you want to do is get your calcium in through dietary. Well, big surprise, because that's what's natural. That's how your body wants to absorb it, and that's what's natural. So for me, I would say to start making sure you consume a lot of dark leafy greens, and I like, if you're willing to consume dairy, whole fat organic dairy, especially since I think everybody should be on probiotics, something like kefir, something like whole fat organic yogurt. So those kind of organic whole fat dairy products, especially combined with probiotics, and green leafy vegetables. And also I like nettle tea infusion. So if you can make nettle tea and drink that, that is a great mineral supplement, natural, dietary, great absorption, and no cardiovascular risk. Vitamin D has been shown to decrease your fracture risk, okay? It's decreasing hip fractures naturally. So you want to make sure you get your blood levels checked and make sure that you have a vitamin D level that's above, I think, 50 nanograms per milliliter. We want to decrease inflammation in your body. Earthing, my favorite way. As you know, if you follow my blog, and if you don't know, then download my free earthing idea book for you. Fish oil, my second favorite, head to toe, whole body anti-inflammatory. So make sure you're on fish oil, you're earthing every day, you're getting great sleep and treating any sleep apnea, as that's specifically been shown to increase your risk of osteoporosis. And finally, make sure you're doing weight-bearing exercise. Weight-bearing exercise has shown to increase bone density and increase bone strength, and not in a fake brittle way like a piece of chalk that you can snap easily, but in a real sustainable way that provides resilience to you for a lifetime. So that's my checklist for bone health for an entire lifetime of bone strength. Because when we're talking about bones, we're actually talking about bone strength, not just density. Okay, so if you want more tips on how to have a healthy body for a lifetime, holistic tips that take into account medical literature, but weed through sort of the BS, the bad side effects, the things that are actually worse for you than not doing anything, because do no harm, I think, is rule number 1. And secondarily, rule number 2, let's enhance the well-being we do have, and let's protect and sustain the well-being that is natural for us. That's my approach. If you want more tips, especially for females, I have a female health ebook that you can download right now. It goes over osteoporosis and osteopenia, and it goes over hundreds of other holistic health tips to help you feel your best. Click the link below.